What is up, everybody? So, how is Shining Beyond panning out? Pretty well, actually. I've just been running the characters that, the original party that I formed. They're, like, most of my characters are between 30 and 40,000 power level. It's not very high at all, but obviously your boy has quite a few gotchas to keep up on, so I can't just go all ham on one thing. So this is pretty much what I've been doing, and I'm finally reaching a difficulty in the story where it's getting sketchy. Like, each time I get to one of these bosses, it gets closer and closer to being sketchy. So I figured I'd shoot a vid real quick. So this is how my team operates. I have Homeboy throw this giant area where there's healing and there's poison to the enemies. And then I have Fran use, what is this, Holy and Retribution, whatever it is. She does a lot of damage right there. And then I have two rogues to obviously do steady, heavy damage, and break the enemy fairly well at the same time, right? Because I have the other rogue too. And this is what wins it for me. This is typically a pretty good combo for me. I like having Fran as a DPS, just so I can finish fights out. I've fought a couple bosses where I just needed to finish them off at the end because they were AoEing. My party was weak, and it was nice to just be able to sacrifice a character like Fran instead of losing probably 2 or 3 of my other characters because they were all extremely low on health. So she can be useful. Oh, alright, we got a bit of story here. It's these beast things we're fighting. Alright, here we go. Hopefully we get to fight that thing. It's probably like the second time I've seen that thing. I don't think I've got to fight it yet. It's just been a bunch of skeletons, skellies, and ghouls. The occasional wizard type thing. But I keep seeing that monster. They're building up to it. Yeah, and also this guy, the chef, the featured character, I mean, he has another heal that randomly goes off here and there. It's decent. Definitely, it's more than enough to keep the team healed while I'm just dealing with mobs. Alright, so I can actually really save his skill for, bosses, right? The other cool thing I like about it is if I throw his skill right now, right, my units are going to kill the enemy off and it's over. I can stay in here and heal, right? The healing's still going, 1,658 at a time or whatever it is. So I can literally stand here, waste some time, get all the way up to full health, and then go to the next room. So that is just really useful when it comes to, like, a dungeon crawler, which is exactly what this is. So I totally dig it. He's got a pretty cool design too. He's a chef. I mean, hey, we got a girl that throws money. Oh, there he is. There's the bastard. I've been wanting to fight this thing. Yeah, we got the girl that throws money, and now we got a chef that throws soup. Oh, that's right. Before we fight this thing, there's finna be a shit talking. Here we go. Yeah, come on, we need to move. We need to fight this monster thing. Why is Olivia always acting like she's got a headache? Jake, you ain't playing your cards right, bro. She's always holding her head like she's got a headache. She just don't even want to deal with Jake. Alright, where is this thing? There it is. He's creeping over to me, too. So let's start by poisoning everybody with our rogue. We'll throw a heal out so we can top off Fran's hit points. And my other rogue will supplement with some DPS while we wait for Fran's health to go up. Should just take a second. And then she can start dropping DPS for us. Mei Feng will go again. Boom. And it's time for crazy little zombie girl patch. Fran. Little eye patch girl is what I was going to say, but Just called her Patch. She does have an eye patch. We didn't even get to use Fran. Man, that wasn't worth the hype. That thing, I just whooped that thing's ass. Why are we even looking at it? I mean, he strutted over to me like he was going to do something, but didn't work out that way. What is this girl's name? Thea? She is awesome. I have her as a character. Thea. Yeah, she's cool. She throws Chain Lightning level 4. So I ran her in my party for a while. I swapped her out with, I believe, Shizu. Oh, do I want to buy $4.99 bundle? I don't need to. I have everything. I was kind of feel bad. Like, I literally kind of feel bad. I'm like, I have like every character in this game for $23, and you know, 15 of that $23 was pretty much a skin, right? That whole $23 wasn't even spent on pulls. So, yeah, gotta say it again, this game's doing it right as far as, you know, a starter pack goes. And I've been saying this, and nobody seems to have disagreed with me. So I'm assuming that most players are having about the same experience as I am on this game, which is a really good sign. It really is, because it's just nice to see a gacha finally just be this progressive. Like, come on, guys, this is great. And you're still going to make money hand over fist, because it's going to be a good game. It's going to be solid, right? You don't need to be greedy to be in business. And really, I'm not seeing any greed so far in this game. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's a slight bit of it here and there somewhere. There's bound to be. It is the nature of the beast that is the gacha, right? But this game is leaps and bounds beyond everything else out right now as far as pricing goes. Yeah, it's just great. I really thought I'd be waiting at least another year to see a game on this level. I mean, they got 99-cent bundles, they got $2 bundles, they got $3 bundles. That's nice. That's awesome. Totally for that. And they actually get you something that you can use. So yeah, all in all, this game has my favorite gacha system for sure. It's going to be hard to argue that one with me. I don't think anybody could. You guys can try if you want, but it just adds up too well. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And progression's been good. Progression's been good so far. I get these levels to crank out. Just this perpetual dungeon that I keep fighting. I haven't went in there and really messed around too much with gear. I know I have items that I can move around and actually get a party together that, you know, I want to be serious with. But I feel that in a game like this, right, instead of just committing everything to a group of characters right now, since the game has given me all of them, I might as well actually, you know, dip my foot in the sand a little bit, try them all out, and, you know, really see what I like. Why not take full advantage of what this game is, you know, letting me do? Where in a lot of other gachas, you are going to be stuck with whatever 5-star characters or SSR characters that you pull when you first start the game. Especially if you're a free-to-play player. You're lucky to even have any at all. And this game was like, yeah, we're not just going to give them some of the characters. We'll just give them damn near all of the characters starting out. So that's cool. And pulling them has been fairly easy, right? So hopefully the new banners that come out, they just keep them coming in the same format. And the pity system is great. Proccing the pity system off of grinded currency. Okay, like, I didn't think they would take it that far, but, I mean, I had to have been getting pity points off of Lapis that I actually grinded out of the game, which is just phenomenal. Because, obviously, I didn't hit that pity system off of the whopping $23 that I spent in this game. And if I did, then it's still officially the cheapest pity system of all time ever in any gacha. Because typically to hit any pity is a minimum of 100 pulls in any of these games. And 100 pulls can cost a fraction of a fortune. Straight up. That's just the way it is. It's the nature of the beast. And finally something good is happening about that. A step in the right direction. It's about damn time. 2020, we're progressive, baby. We ain't putting up with it. We actually want some value. We want some value with our pixels. Damn it. That's right. Alright, we're going to stand here for a second. We're going to heal up. There we go. Dig that. Now, I do have another healer I'm going to be trying out. I think she is actually the main healer in the game. She's all heals 100%. I'm going to be seeing if she can dish out more healing than this guy right now. And if she can, how much more? Like, is that worth it? Because this guy, not only is he healing, he's also poisoning the enemy. You know, so he's got a break in there too. That's worth something. And his healing's great because it's just constant. Like I said, I have to see how the other girl actually, how she can keep up her healing. Because I was running Thea for a minute there. She can heal a little bit, but nothing like this guy can. Like, Fran is totally powered up with this guy in the party as a healer, as opposed to Thea. Thea can throw that, she can throw that Lightning 4. And that is very effective, especially against powerful mobs. Or if it's just a boss and one mob, because it'll bounce back and forth, so it can technically hit the same person multiple times. What is going on? Oh, okay. It needed me to target that. Boom. And here comes Shizu. Also, I dig that you can toggle the camera and mess around with it a little bit, because that always means that they could, you know, add more cameras to it later. Like the fact that they already have that established, that is pretty nice. I like that. I like being able to change the angle and just kind of to see what's going on. The controls are pretty good too. You know, wherever you point, they're all gonna, like, your whole team's gonna move to that area. So it becomes pretty easy to position your team, especially if you're running rogues that have AoE attacks. You just kind of have them mesh into the enemy, right? And then you have them start dropping their skills, so they're surrounded by enemies when they do their AoEs. Because a lot of these rogues and a lot of these characters have a range with their attacks that's like 360 around them. Some of them only have like a 180 arc range in front of them. So you actually do have to start worrying about how you do position your characters, because you want, you know, all of them hitting as many enemies at the same time. Got to get that AoE working for you. Like here right now, I'm going to force everybody up in there, and this is where I would start dropping the AoEs, right? Now, obviously, if you're running two archers, that's different. You're just going to want your tank to go up there, and you're going to want your archers to stay in the back, because in this game, even if your tank takes the majority of the damage, most mobs and just most characters and everything in this game, they have an arc attack. So I believe they will do like 100% damage to whatever they're attacking, and they will actually do 10 or 20% damage to the things around what they're attacking. So it kind of makes sense why everything in this game, it has an arc around them. That's to tell you where their threat range is, how many people they can fit in there, because that's going to limit how many people they're going to be able to hit with one attack. So another thing I like about Fran, she actually has a great attack range with her skill. Here, I'll drop it right now. And for how much it does, yeah, it hits everybody all around her. It's just great. We're going to have to heal her up now, though. So this next fight that we go into, Chef Boyardee is going to have to cook up some shit. Alright, no treasure. No treasure on this one. Let's have her go in here. Chef Boyardee can throw his healing potion. And look, even when she's down to like a quarter of her health bar, that's still at like 4,000 or 5,000 hit points. I mean, that's what a lot of my other characters are running around with at full health. So, and again, my tank's barely built. I don't even think she is 40,000. I have a lot of hit points to add to her, and that's just going to make her more tanky and more burst damage at the same time, which I really like with her, right? I feel like I have looked at the other tanks and stats. The other tanks do have a little bit higher of a defense than this girl does. And I think, again, that's partially because she's just all hit points. She wants to be all hit points. But, hey, a decently high defense is still going to help this girl. That is still a very important stat to her, right? Because she's also sharing damage with the rest of the party. She's absorbing like 43% of the damage that your other units are taking when you activate that ability. So she can do that, and she obviously needs a huge hit point pool to keep up with that. But that's nice because it shields, it shields your other characters, your squishier characters, who are only running around with, 5,000, 6,000 hit points because they're assassins and archers. So it works out well. But I think I'm going to be doing a character review on Thea, since she's the highest ranked character in the game, right? Because I started, I think, my first review in here was the lowest ranked character in the game, which is Fran here, and you guys just got to see how I actually run Fran. Yeah, that's the magic, baby. That's how it happens. So I figured I would review the highest ranked character next. So I'm going to take some time, swap some things out, and I'm going to run her around for a little bit and really get a good feel of just how good she runs, just how good her Lightning 3 ability is. Now, I'm used to rocking Lightning 4, so, I pretty much have a good idea of what I'm in store for. I know it does scale off of her defense, and she has a nice defensive stat. Other than that, I really got to see how tanky she is. So we will have to see, right? On top of that, all these characters have different jobs, though, and that's going to change them so much. So it is still really hard to rate characters, especially early on in the game, right? Because even if you have them maxed out already, or at least leveled up all the way, and you've been working on their gear as much as you possibly could in the first 4 days or whatever, those jobs, you haven't unlocked all the jobs, you haven't tried all the different jobs out, you don't know what they do. And you haven't had the time, nobody possibly could, to run all that stuff together and come up with like a definitive best answer for a lot of the things that people want to know about this game. Which characters are the best, in which class, and with what. It's going to take a little bit of time, but the best that I can do right now is just do light reviews on characters to give people an idea of how each of these characters play as they're starting out, and that can help maybe some new players decide which characters they actually want to invest into, and that way you don't have to sit here and try to sample them all, because the game is going to give you a ton of them, right? And also, the sooner you decide which characters you actually want to run and invest into, the sooner you can start concentrating on pulling dupes for those characters with any of the select tickets that you get, right? You know which heroes you're going for, and anytime you get some of those select tickets, whichever one of your heroes you can find in there, go ahead and nab up like a copy of that hero, unless there's a hero on there that's new and you really want them. But leveling these characters up and starting them up, at least one party, that's what's going to clear content for you. So that's pretty much the first thing that most players are going to want to do in this game. They're going to want to get in here and lock down, 4 or 5 characters that they're going to run to pretty much clear everything, or as much as they can, and you want to start investing into those characters. So because the gameplay does get difficult, that is for sure. I've already seen it firsthand a little bit, so I'm getting to that threshold myself. But I just wanted to check in with everybody. I'm still here in Shining Beyond, definitely seeing what this game has to offer. And so far, it's been a lot. Just IMO, though. Just IMO. Very happy about this game. And I'm going to keep grinding in the Barrens. So I'll talk at you all soon. Peace.